The objective of this series is to understand in detail and to understand more about a particular industry. Welcome to Spectrum Auditing, Business Unplugged with CA Balaram. So each episode will be focused on a particular industry, and we will have the business owners and people who have been running that particular company and business. We'll try to understand more about the challenges that they went through, and we'll also understand more about the solutions that they came up with, the opportunities that we have. So how do we have to run the businesses effectively, the specific nuances of that particular industry, and more about that particular sector is what we want to bring up. So in this episode, we are going to talk about food and beverages industry. So we have a wonderful person who has been running a particular coffee shop, which is one of the challenging one to do, but yeah, he's been running it for the last 15 years. He started the journey with us as a client, but he had turned out to be a friend, and his name is Mr. Mansour. So we're going to talk more about that particular F&B business, and then we'll talk about his journey and challenges he went through and the opportunities that he has seen and how he is able to run his business successfully. So thank you very much, Mr. Mansour, to accept our request of coming onto our podcast. And thank you once again. And I would like to hear more and more about your business, your personal journey, and also the challenges that you faced and then the solutions that you found to address those challenges. So thank you again.
Many thanks, Balaram. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. You're a great friend, a great business partner. It's a great pleasure to be here today with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure is mine. And before we get into the real business, I would like to understand a little bit more about your personal journey, your personal story, your background, where do you hail from, what all have you done, what is your educational background, and then further we'll get into the real business.
Yeah. All right. Well, originally I come from Syria, Damascus. I was born and raised there. I did my schooling there, and then I moved to Lebanon. I have completed my marketing, consumer psychology, and then all of a sudden, I got a training with the hospitality chain at the Crown Plaza. It was very interesting for me. It was a management training. I got introduced to the different departments, and then I really found myself that I'm more into the F&B, where I did the training at the different restaurants and bars. So it was very, very interesting. However, I continued my education. I did my master's in food and beverage in Switzerland, and I came back to Dubai. Started my, it's like at the initial stages, it's always a challenge because you don't know where you start or whether to work for a corporate in the corporate world. Do you work for hotels? Do you start your own business? This is where all the challenges started. And all the points, everything that's on my mind is coming. So it was good. And this is where it all started from.
Yeah.
And but just to begin with, I did a bit of corporate world, and then I moved to the food and beverage, which I started back in 2011.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you're from Syria, and then you've done your education at various places.
Yes.
So, and you also mentioned that you worked for some years in corporate, in the corporate world, and then you started your own business. So just to understand, I think it is a proper mix of having some experience of corporate and then getting into business.
Yes.
But do you think it is always required to have that exposure of corporate world and then get into business, or can it be done in a different way?
From my own personal experience, yes, it could give you more of an idea of what happens in the entire business, because running a coffee shop or a restaurant does not only involve the kitchen and its operation and the food itself, yet you have the different departments and you need to know what's happening there. So, of course, it's not a one-man show. A chef does not run their operation, and neither the other departments can actually get involved in the quality of the food, the menu items, the presentation. So yes, it could give an added value. Yet I think, if ever one wants to go straight towards the the business. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's a requirement to be in the corporate world to understand. I mean, while you are conducting the business, you could actually understand the different business.
So you mentioned that your education was into food and beverages or
Yes.
hospitality.
Yes.
So were you always having this thought of getting into this field from the beginning, or how did this happen?
Indeed. Actually, it's something that runs in the family. It's from my father and my grandfather. They were into the hospitality industry. They had hotels in Lebanon and in Saudi. Unfortunately, because of civil war, the hotel in Lebanon was shut down, and then they moved to their operations in Riyadh. And so I was always brought up in a home where my father came every once in a while back to Damascus or Lebanon, because as he was working in Saudi, he always talked about hospitality, about rooms, about restaurants. So it was, again, more of like I was at ease with the subject, and it's something that's familiar with me, because even at the background, you could have always heard the conversations about what was working, the problems, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is where.
So it was like, it was already there for you.
Yeah.
You were already exposed to that particular industry and the business kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So great. So do you think that helped you over a period to have that kind of family background with exposure towards that kind of business?
It did, and it didn't at the same time. I mean, for my specific case, I would say it was more of my personality. I have an outgoing personality. I like the field of hospitality. I like meeting people. I like getting to know people. I mean, a lot of business entrepreneurs gets into the field just for the sake of financials and to make money. Yet I go into the details, and I like. So I get involved in differently in the business by just getting to know so much about the food or the operation and the people. So this is where it comes from.
Yeah, we'll get into that in detail for sure. Yeah, so great. So I just like to also understand, how did this happen? I know that your family was into it, but how did you get into it personally? So was there any triggering point where you decided?
There was absolutely. Living in Dubai, you're exposed to a variety of business opportunities, whether it was in the corporate world or in a private level. Back in the days in 2010, I still remember when Dubai and downtown was being built, and everyone was speaking about the Dubai Mall, and it was the biggest mall, and the Burj Khalifa, the tallest tower. So I had it always in mind, like, yeah, definitely this is a place, even if you start, if you've got the right ingredients in terms of the product and a bit of knowledge on how to run the business, it will definitely be the place, because it's the biggest, it's closest to it's even connected to the tallest tower in the world. So it is a good starting point. The challenge was on the access and how to get there.
Yeah.
So that was because of Dubai and the variety. I was searching. It's like, of course, location is very important. We were looking at various areas, but I thought that as a starting point, it's definitely going to succeed. Yeah.
So were you always thinking about the coffee shop kind of thing? Because I know that now your business is more into coffee shop, and Granny's Waffles is doing wonderful right in front of Water Fountain.
Yes.
Within Dubai Mall, which is one of the prestigious malls. So how did you zero on to this coffee shop and this theme that you're following now? What all went through as a process?
I did a lot of research before opening the concept. Actually, this concept, it's a concept that's created by me, but it's derived from a very small coffee shop that was close to my university back in Switzerland in Montreux. It was called Babette's. So I was talking to a Swiss lady, and then she said, I was proposing to her, I come from the Middle East. Why don't you think of franchising your operations, or why don't we just expand? And then, the European Swiss mentality is very different. They like the cozy, homey She wasn't open to that. However, so I thought that, like the waffles, crepes, pancakes was a beautiful product. Usually it's like in this part of the world, it's more open towards the croissants, the French pastry, the American pastry, but that specific kind of freshly baked product was not available in Dubai. So a bit of research, I didn't find much competition. I went around. I saw waffles being offered in hotels on their breakfast menu, but yet whenever you went to restaurants, you couldn't find this menu item on the menus itself. And whenever you walked around malls as well, you couldn't find specialty waffle houses. So I said, this is it. I mean, we will introduce the product. It might be difficult at the beginning because it's an unknown one. It's not something related to donuts. Everybody knows donuts. Everybody knows all the other pastries. But that one was a bit of a challenge at the beginning, but then it was good.
So just to understand a little bit more about what do you provide or what do you offer in Granny's Waffles? Just to understand, what all do you offer in that?
The product, well, actually, speaking of Granny's Waffles, my thesis in my master's was the importance of branding in the world of hospitality. And I always found it very important to relate the brand to the product whenever it comes to food. Unless if you've got a very unique concept. And so I had to include waffles in the branding of the coffee shop, so people can actually remember that place serves waffles. So this is where it comes. I mean, this is the core. This is the pillar. This is the most diversified product. It comes in variety, and then we've got the pancakes and the crepes.
Great. So, but you planned the name of Granny's Waffles, waffles-based one. But it also should be known as a coffee shop.
Yes.
Did you not think that it is going to be risky, or is it going to be, people may or may not remember it or recognize it as a coffee shop as well initially? Because once they visit and all, it is different. Indeed, it's true. This point is very true, the one you've mentioned actually just right now, because we did a bit of search as well, because if anything that was related to a bakery operation, then you wouldn't know whether they were offering a waffle, a coffee or an ice cream on the side or some fresh fruits. But then whenever it's like a waffle house or a pancake house or a creperie, so this comes like you wouldn't, I mean, it would be very normal for one place to be serving beverages, whether hot, cold, or fresh fruits and ice creams along with it. So it's very common. Because it wasn't a bakery, but yet the concept was more towards a waffle house, and a waffle house is more towards a coffee shop. So just to understand, like, what are the challenges that you faced initially if someone were to start a coffee shop now, or at least out of your own experience, what are all the challenges that you had or you thought of at the time of incorporation of that particular coffee shop?
The challenges were there. Speaking of Dubai specifically, it eases things. I mean, in terms of setting up your own business. In Dubai, somehow the case is very unique, where there is the ease of setting up the business and the structure of the business, whether anything related to governmental or supply chains. That's not a very big thing. But yet for me, what I learned in university, and I really found it very true in reality, which is location. It's very important, and it plays a very important role in the success of your business and the way you showcase your product. Because whenever you are like in the wrong place, then your product is exposed to the wrong market segment, and then it tends not to do so well. And then you would fall in the place where you wouldn't know if it's the problem with the product and the brand, or are you in the wrong place? So the challenge was the location.
Correct.
Approaching, absolutely. I mean, approaching various landlords, applying. And since it wasn't a franchise, we had to give justifications because such prestigious locations such as Mall of the Emirates or anywhere big, I mean, the Palm or Dubai Mall, you need to give a lot of justifications, and you had to actually present the brand on more of a mood board and to give them the concept. So that was a huge challenge where I really had to present the brand for more than actually 3 to 4 times to convince them to allocate a suitable location. And then, because of course for the malls, they wouldn't also want to put you in a location that's not good enough for the operation and for the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the biggest challenge.
Yeah. So you said one is about the location,
Yes.
and then finding that place where you want to do it
Mm-hmm.
because of the various challenges
Yes.
that it is not a established brand as such.
Mm-hmm.
So the landlord should believe in your concept and
Yes.
theme.
Yeah.
They should be comfortable in having that brand in their mall,
True.
especially when it is a prestigious one. So, and what other challenges that you had?
I mean, I never ran my own business.
Yeah.
So here you are. I mean, you have the location, you have the concept, you have the product. I worked very hard on the product. I know what it is. I know how to bake it. I know how to produce it. The challenge again was now it's you need to build a team, and you don't know how big you can grow, how much space you need. Do I need to rent an office? Do I need to how many do I need to hire?
Yeah.
So even the concept, frankly speaking, at the beginning was tailored to a market segment that we were thinking of, like teenagers all the way up to like families in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
But then it ended up very differently. It actually, we were targeting a much wider group of audience or clients.
Yeah.
So we ended up hiring more people.
Okay.
So yeah, the challenge was setting up the different departments of the business. And do you actually have them on board or do you outsource them?
Yeah.
And this was a huge decision where I had to take on every level.
Yes.
Yeah.
So did you also find any difficulty in funding the business or to set up the business?
It was actually, the business was, the funding was derived from my personal savings.
Okay.
From my corporate world, I've done a bit of real estate work
Okay.
in Dubai. So I've done a bit of savings with the help again of my family.
Yeah.
I was able to kickstart the business. The terms and conditions of payments, I mean, speaking specifically of Dubai, is somehow lenient, and I think its reach is of a reach for many people because rents to be split in 4 payments. Suppliers tends to extend a credit line of up to 3 months if you wish. Maybe after a certain period of time, it also pushes you for, I mean, they would give you 6 months. So on that front, yeah, there were a bit of challenges, but not a lot, no.
Yes.
No.
So you identified the right location and you got the place you wanted in the right place
Yes.
that you're looking at
Yes.
or looking for. And then having the proper structure, like what kind of company you wanted to incorporate. And then identifying the right mix of supply chain, whether you want to do it in-house or to outsource.
Yes.
And then taking or recruiting the people who are sufficient enough to be able to do what you wanted to do. So yeah, this is one set of challenges or requirements that any business would require to address. Once you incorporate, then the initial 6 months to 1 year, depending upon the business, a kind of business it is, this is another challenging phase where it really is the decision maker or make or break kind of time that one have to look at.
Yeah.
What did happen within this initial 6 months to 1 year period? Because incorporation is one phase, but after that, making sure that everything is in place and you're able to run it and it is able to fund on its own.
Yes.
So there are the various challenges that one would come across. So how did you handle them? How did it happen?
It happened that we had to open during summertime. I still remember very well back in the days in 2011. The construction, I mean, yeah, one of the challenges you spoke about earlier was the construction of the space.
Yeah.
However, there was a bit of delays, and it happened that we opened during summers. And back in the days, it fell in Ramadan. So the first opening day was the first of Ramadan.
Oh.
So that was like kind of double stress because you wouldn't know, you had to, because back in the days you had to shut down the operations and you need to open during iftar all the way till early in the morning. So first month was like a big shock because it's like a new concept. It's a new mall.
Yes.
It's the fasting time where again, I mean, that had to be like on top of our expenses because it was almost zero revenue.
Yes.
And so this was like a big shock at the beginning. Then we had the holidays, the Eid post Ramadan holidays, which we have an enormous splurge of cash just flowing in, where to a point we didn't have enough stocks actually to sell. So we were rushing to our suppliers and to different supermarkets just to buy anything to sell, because we had so much of demand that what we weren't expecting. So that was a bit of a tough phase, because we didn't know what to expect, how much stocks to keep, at what price to sell. We didn't know the demand. We didn't know the seasonality of the market.
Yes.
So indeed, what you mentioned is a full year is a good amount of time to give to a business to understand the whole entire story and what to expect in the coming year.
So you had the experience of full 1 year within this 1.5 month itself.
Yes.
So
and I kept a good 25%. That was an advice from my father, to just keep 25% of my entire investment on the side to sustain the ups and downs of your first, like on your first few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which mean to say, so if business requires $1 million dirhams for 6 months,
yes,
you have 1 million plus 25% more.
Yes.
Is that what you want to say?
Yes.
Keep enough funds in your business so that if there is any shortfall.
A good backup. Yeah, a good backup, because you wouldn't want to rely on external credit, or you wouldn't. I would advise not to actually drown in debts or rely on banks, because you're still in your trial phase. No matter how confident you are of your brand or product, there are always possibilities of unexpected. Maybe the public wouldn't even accept the product, even if it was perfect. But then the trend was not there, so you had to create it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you build the brand and the theme and the concept. So definitely it would have been challenging, as you mentioned. So just to go back a step, you said that you have taken enough amount of time even to construct. So what are the various aspects that one should look at while they do this whole concept of constructing that, and then what are the various aspects one should look at while constructing design? What are the things that they need to look at?
This is actually another challenge. Finding the right contractor that would understand building your business entity with the concept that you want. It's almost very difficult to convey the message, because they've got the standards. Your landlords as well, they've got their own guidelines on how to do things, where to place logos, how to place furnitures, color patterns, so on and so forth, that you cannot actually cross. So this is the first limitation when it comes to the landlord side. And then the other limitation is with the contractor. They might not have access to the material that you're asking for. So you tend to also amend your concept along the way. And then you would find yourself that you're almost halfway different from what you had in mind. But a lot of research, again, research, for me, information is the key to a lot of information, and asking friends and relatives, or even if you've got also access to business entrepreneurs or existing businesses, just try to ask them. I've done that with existing employees working for ice cream parlors in Dubai. I asked them about how happy they are, how long they've been there, how are their sales. Of course, it's confidential, but they at least say, like, you could feel from the business itself. So gathering as much information as possible would be very, very, very wise for anyone. To do.
So once you started and in food industry, the raw material is one of the most important one to look at.
Yes.
So where do you source it from, and then what kind of quality do you look for, and what kind of mix you have to have? So how did you go through that process?
I've mentioned that I worked for the Crown Plaza
Yeah.
back in the days, and one of my training periods was with the purchasing department. So I had a good relationship with them. I understood how they did things, how they sourced their product. I got introduced to the various suppliers locally because for the size of my business, I cannot rely on the external ones because it would be very expensive for me to ship on my own expense all these big containers. It would add cost because I would need storage. So I was exposed to a good amount of information in regards to that. I got in contact with them. I introduced myself. They knew me. A few of them actually knew me, and they said, "Oh, we're very happy you're opening up your own business, and here we are. We've got such and such." I mean, my main ingredients are flour, sugar, butter, chocolate. I mean, this is the essence of a good waffle. So
Yes.
yeah. So and there is a pretty good amount of product in Dubai. I mean, you can find produce that's been shipped and imported from all over the world. So it's this is a positive thing again about Dubai, and it's easily reachable, fairly priced. I mean, it's not so it was kind of okay. It wasn't very
Access to
difficult.
all this
Yeah,
was
the access
easy.
was not that complicated.
Correct.
Yes.
So then comes to the team.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you make sure that they are having they're trained well, or they have the right experience? So when you recruit them, you need to check whether they have the right experience, and they are the right ones to be able to fit to your requirements. How do you? Because each industry will have its own requirements. So is the case with F&B. So how did you make sure that you are taking the right team members and right team is there?
Earlier we spoke about the different departments. Well, for my own business, I decided to outsource most of the operations because I couldn't handle all these departments, and I wouldn't want to have my own office. So one of them was getting in contact with one HR agency, human resources, where they would actually understand your requirements and they would help you source out good resumes that are related or very similar to your line of business. So this is where it all started from. I had an interview with a few, but then I actually groomed them whenever they were hired. I groomed them the way I want by training them personally. I did not go for the full package because I wanted to give them the energy, the understanding, the charisma that I had towards the product, because they're the product ambassadors. They're the one who is selling. I mean, they're the one on the floor. So that was a very important point for me, that they would that they would understand how precious that product was for me. Although it might be very simple for them, but this is that was the starting point. I had a few trained staff and team members that were hired and brought on board, and until actually there are two that are still remaining with me.
Oh, great.
Yeah, very few actually leaves. And if ever they tend to leave, I make sure that they go and they leave to better companies and bigger ones where they get more benefits. Or else,
Yes,
I wouldn't let them. I wouldn't accept. Yeah, I would always push them to go for more international companies.
Great.
Yeah.
So I think it is important that, as you mentioned, so you conceived the concept and idea. So you know more about the brand and the product that you want to bring in and the way it has to be served.
Yes.
So this whole idea and the whole thought process should be installed or instilled into this team. And as you mentioned, they are the brand ambassador of your product.
Yeah.
Correct. So that's what is more important. So parting the enough amount of understanding of the product and the knowledge and the energy
Yes.
to the team is more important.
Yes.
I think that's a wonderful point, in fact, to note about. So apart from these, having the right place and then trained team and all those things in the process, were there any other challenges that you've come across? Of course, you mentioned about the funding, that you had enough funding also to support the business in the up and down situations, and team also. So apart from training the team, did you also have any other challenges with the team while it is running?
With the team while it was running, yes. First of all, we live in a cosmopolitan and it's very multicultural. I had team members from coming from India. I had from Uganda, from the Philippines, Sri Lankans. So transferring a standard message to a variety of nationalities is very difficult. I wouldn't even consider it as difficult because you need to actually break it down to the most common, I mean, in a way where it's very, very, very easily understood. And so for me, it's like transferring messages and make them understand. And one of the challenges, for example, like just been pointing at that, I was always telling them, we need to earn more, we need to sell more, we need to have a higher monthly revenue. So I see them running around and they're just like trying to upsell. I said, yes, but I mean, for me, upselling is good, but it's not pushing a customer and just not adding things that they wouldn't want. So there is an approach. We need to approach. So I had to do an individual training with each and every one of them. It wasn't even in groups. Yeah, it was on one-to-one basis where I had to understand his mentality and where he's coming from and how he's thinking towards, I mean, what's his thinking towards this whole business. And this is where,
So that's the beauty about Dubai, in fact.
Yeah.
That now you have different nationalities as your employees, as your customers also. So as you mentioned, so it is also challenging for communicating or understanding their mentality and then so that you can manage them well. It is definitely a challenging one.
Yeah.
So running the business for about 15 years definitely is, we can say that it is established and it is not easy to run for so long unless it is established well and you're comfortable to run it. So after running it and all those, is there any moment where you felt that, yes, I've arrived, the business is established now? Okay, so it is independent to some extent that it can run on its own. Is there any moment that you felt, or is it not really possible to reach that moment?
I wish. I can tell you, I wish I have felt that feeling. I mean, in Dubai, I think it's a place whenever you are like, you've achieved something, you're always 2 steps behind. It's like we're more on the fast pace. Yeah. So it's, no. I mean, there's always more to do. There's always more opportunities. One thing I would frankly tell you, I wish I was exposed to and had more knowledge and insight is, I mean, things went well for the first 2 years and then we had enough cash flow, things were getting great. And I was thinking of opening my second branch and we started again for hunting for the good location and we had good enough amount of money and we've invested in the second branch which was at the Dubai Airport Free Zone, DAFSA. So that turned out to be, again, I mean, it turned out to be a successful one. Yet, because of its success, I invested in the third place. And then I didn't really focus a lot on the importance of knowing about your cash flow. The clarity, the path of, I mean, the clarity of your balance sheet. It's because when things are good, the money is flowing, you just want to expand. You focus on expansion.
Yeah.
So at that point, I felt like whenever I opened my third one and it wasn't a very big success, I said, I wish I paid more attention towards numbers because I mean, software could actually give you an indication, your own preliminary balance sheet, your own small calculations, the POS system software. Profitability is there, yes, but then you needed more of from a professional side where they could tell you actually, no, you're on the green side of the business, this is good, this is not good. So it's like,
So this is my favorite area to
discuss more on. And I would like to know more about it. And I was very, honestly, we were faced with the introduction of the VAT in the UAE and all over the GCC. And this is where actually I was like kind of put in the corner where I had to kind of focus and see and understand my numbers. And I had to search for professional for a professional partner to actually guide me through my journey, where you would give more, like the company would be giving more light. They would shed light on where things are wrong, or what should be done and what should be avoided.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is what we actually tell our clients also, that no, they are their expertise in business, how to run business and how to set up business and all those. But at the same time, one of the most important thing to look at is, as you mentioned, managing the finances and knowing where are you heading to.
Yes.
How are you running your business in terms of
Fully
finance
agree.
and funding? So are you making money really? Are you not? So most of the people, what do is that they look at their bank balance and then they realize that they are doing good. But it may not be the case every time.
Absolutely.
You may have it for short-term period, but
Yes.
over a period, if you see, then you may realize that it is actually not making profits.
Yes.
So that's why we emphasize on the importance of maintaining proper books of accounts. And you being in food and beverages industry, it's very important to look at on day-to-day basis, how is it running. So is it getting you the enough amount of funds to cover your maintenance expenses, your regular expenses, as well as the investment that you invested initially. Is it able to fund towards that whenever you have to go for expansion or
Recovery,
to refurbishment
yes.
and all those things?
Absolutely.
So all these things you need to make sure that you have a clarity on, so that you are building a sustainable business. So that's where we help our clients to be able to make them understand where are they heading to, how healthy they are from the point of view of finance and financial stability. At the same time, it is also important to look at the various compliances that you have as your business. So compliances from legal requirements or regulatory requirements relating to that industry. Other compliances was general to many other businesses, like value-added tax, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So it came in. You have to register in time to avoid any penalty.
Yes.
You have to comply with the regular written filings to avoid penalty, and then make sure that you have enough funds to make the payment of VAT also.
Indeed.
So that is where we help our clients to make sure that they are compliant with. In addition to this, now we have corporate tax. For that also you need to do registration in time.
Yes.
And you need to make sure that you are also filing the returns in time. The books of accounts are maintained well.
Right.
Enough amount of funds are kept aside to be able to make the payment of taxes in time. So all these things. So these are the ones which a businessman may or may not realize the importance of it, but they will realize maybe at a later point, and then they understand, we should have handled this, or we should have given this to someone who is expert into it at the initial stage, rather than waiting till then and then realize or get into penalties.
Absolutely. If I may just, I don't want to interrupt you, but from a business owner's side, this is a very painful subject to speak of. So that's why I think most people try to keep a blind eye on that one. As long as you said, like the bank account is full. Okay, I mean, who cares about numbers?
Yep.
But I really, I would highly recommend for anyone to take it very seriously from early beginning, as you mentioned. Because it saves you from a lot of trouble afterwards. It gives you transparency. It gives you more of an indication of how to move your business forward, or whether not to move at all, actually. Yeah, so it's
True.
it is painful, but yet it's better to handle at the beginning from step one.
Glad that you acknowledged it. For sure. You mentioned when we met first time that this is your pain point, so you wanted a solution for it. That's where we got into, and then we had the association. I think great that we are able to do it for last 6 to 7 years.
Yes,
Wonderful association for sure.
absolutely.
So moving on. So you mentioned about expansion. So did you ever think of having any franchising model, because F&B, it's known for it? You are denied, or you're not given that opportunity when you saw somewhere else. But when you established your own business, your own brand, theme, and concept, did you ever think of having any franchisees? And what are the challenges that you have in having a franchise model?
I did get a few opportunities actually to franchise the brand, but I'll be very frank and honest with you. The main reason why it's not developing very quickly, or I'm not reaching anywhere, it's because there isn't enough organized amount of financial information related to the business. So investors are always looking at the business as, yes, it's a nice one, it's a profitable one, yet we don't know where we're heading because I haven't done it from day one. So it was something that I've missed from day one. And till this date, it's more of, I do get people who are very enthusiastic and they've got the passion and they love the flair and the idea of doing this business. And when I sit with them, I kind of try to either tell them, either take your time, or I literally push them away and tell them, what, just think of it, because it's not that easy. It's not about just having an idea or having some money that you can just have. It needs to, a lot of components needs to be there. You need to have as well the passion for the product itself, the core of the business, which is the food. If you don't like food, you're not a foodie yourself, do not
get into it.
Start this business, because you would only face like challenges, and they would become more of a burden on you, and it's an endless. The journey needs to be more of an enjoyable one. At least the results, At least, yeah.
Understood. So you love the concept, you love that product so much, so you wanted someone also to love equally.
Yes.
Then only you are comfortable to give a franchisee.
Yeah. And actually now with the help of all the MIS reports that I'm receiving regularly, and since we've partnered together a few years ago, back in 2018 almost, I would say, things are getting better actually. And if ever I am to sit with anyone, there is more of like solid documentation that I can actually offer, where previously it wasn't even there available. It was, yes, I do have it. They could see that the places are busy. They could see that the POS. But as you said, like for franchising, you need a bit more of structure to be able to give a profitable operation, and something that would last on the long term.
That's right. So unless you have that sustainable model, so at the end of the day, whatever passion you have towards the product, whatever interest you have in it, but it has to make sense even from finance side also.
Yes.
Is it making profit or not? Whatever investment I do, so within how many years I'm able to get it back, and then to make it sustainable or independent, how do I need to run financially? So all those things are important to understand and have the reporting model on a regular basis. Saying so, in life, change is the only constant thing we generally see. So is the case with your F&B also.
Yes.
So do you bring in new products or new items onto your menu? How do you do it? How often do you do it? What are the challenges that you generally have in this?
As you said, change is part of the recipe, and you need to continue bringing on new flavors, new concepts, upgraded menu items. And with the, it's been slower back in the days. You wouldn't really need to change much. But since the social media is there now, and everyone is exposed to a lot of information, a lot of visuals from speaking specifically about food. Now you have access to visuals and videos and people trying different foods from all over the world. So everyone is open to everyone is open to trying new flavors as well. So change now is even on a faster pace, because you need to as well cope with the trends, such as the Dubai chocolate now, and it gave all the hype about the pistachio and the chocolate. It did good, actually. It gave us a lot of new business, in terms of adding this pistachio crunch and chocolate on top of our waffles and crepes. Yet it created also more pressure on us, because as business owner, you always tend to believe that like certain standards and it should not be eliminated from the menu, and then you would start wondering, like, why aren't the basics selling? And yet it's all about the hype. But nowadays, if one wants to fail, it's when you actually keep a blind eye on what's happening around and what are the trends. I thought that this word trend was not actually something that's of importance, but it affects the business. You could see it actually on people's faces, on their demands, on their expectations, on the way they feel, the way they act. Change is much faster now. We do change, we do add-ons, definitely.
Yeah.
We do bring seasonal items, especially during summer and during the festive season, which is mostly in December and January.
Yeah.
We tend to more towards the heavier chestnut chocolate, hot chocolates. That's towards the winter, the warm and earthy flavors. And we do more of the citrus, exotic tropical flavors. We add this fruit salads during summers. Even for the ice cream, we tend to change flavors seasonally because it's tend towards go the lighter flavors.
Yeah.
The mint and the lemonade, the mango, the passion fruit, the raspberries. It's where you would feel fresh. Yet I would want to just shed light that it's the same amount of calories. Don't think if you go for a sorbet is different than an ice cream. It's the same amount of. Modesty is you need to have a bit of it in a modest way, and you need to keep always an eye on your sugar intake. I always say it, by the way, and I do give the healthy options as well on the menu.
Oh, great!
Yes.
No. That's what I was just wondering. You're talking about all this sugar and then different calories. So how do you balance that? So one is about on the taste side, other one is on the healthiness or healthy side. Mm-hmm. Do you consider these two? And then whenever you change any item in the menu, so how do you balance it?
Yes, I mean, whenever we are in the phase of an item creation. I'll be honest enough, we don't look at calories.
Okay.
Yet we look at the quality of the product that we use to create the end, the final waffle or pancake or the topping or the filling. So we 100% emphasize on only using the highest and the finest quality products, whether it was from the chocolates. We have our fresh fruit delivered every day to our coffee shop. And we try to avoid all artificial flavorings, colorings, and unnecessary oils, creams, and additionals that wouldn't actually add a lot of nutrients towards your the final product. So the calories are there, the taste is there, but then it's just a single origin, very high quality Belgian chocolate that we get to use. I use only the finest sugar. We don't use the industrial sugars, which comes in a form of a liquid.
Yeah.
Not speaking of exact products, because I don't think it's very nice, but I am against it.
Great.
I try to avoid as much frozen produce as possible. And even when it comes for the milk that we are serving in our coffees, it's the fresh milk. We don't use long life milk. Mm-hmm. So at least, when you are there to experience and to enjoy your cheat day or your happy moment, you're there. At least, you do consume the calorie, but then it's not from the harmful food ingredients.
Yes.
And no food colorants, by the way. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you don't look at the health side of it, or you only look at the taste of it.
Yes.
But the way that you explained, the precautions that you take, it shows that you want to make sure that it is also healthy.
Yes.
Right. So only when you mix wrong item or wrong products or wrong ingredients, that's when it is going to hit more on the health side.
Yeah, what the diners are actually sometimes also, was one of the trainings that I had to give to my team members, because we were confused about upselling and not selling, because I told them, we need to upsell, we need to we need to suggest. It's suggestive selling. Yet when you see too many people, when like 4 people are ordering 4 main platters, that is too much of chocolate and waffles. That is too much of quantity. We must actually suggest that you can actually share, and then if you need to add on, then we can add some maybe on top, like some fruits. We can get an extra portion of freshly cut fruits or berries on the side.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, well, how am I going to sell? I said, yeah, but this customer will return back if you upsell, and then they become like, it's not on the healthy side. Then these people are not coming back because they say this is bad food.
Yeah.
So we do suggest actually that people should share those desserts, and along with a good cup of coffee, and so you can have more of it and it wouldn't make you feel uncomfortable.
No, I think it makes sense also.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that this is not a regular concept coffee shop. So Dubai Mall being the hub, a place for a lot of tourists coming from outside.
Yeah.
I'm sure in addition to your regular customers, you also have the new customers or customers who come for one time out. So educating them on your product, what is right mix and quantity is also important. I think it is a great thing that you are doing.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the able to run the business longer, you need to have enough amount of customers coming in, right? So how do you make sure that your brand is there? How do you market your product? What all do you do to get the new customers as well as to retain the existing ones?
Now, I mean, we've started talking about the challenges, and every time now every time we discuss a point, it's a challenge as well. Retaining a client is a huge challenge in Dubai. Okay. It's not because of your product or because of the city, but I think it's more of the business nature. People tend to travel a lot here. They need to relocate. Sometimes I had some people migrating to Germany, and after they're getting their citizenships, they come back, and then I find them coming back again to me. So, when I see faces regularly, it does make me feel happy. However, we do work on it by sending direct a message to our very regular clientele about our offerings. We do have the promotion of, now you need to rely on those applications, which we haven't developed yet. Okay. So this is a place where we're falling short on. I told you, if you're not moving fast, then you fall behind. We still have those old loyalty cards where you get your stamps for your free coffee.
Okay.
We do social media, and and I believe making people happy on site, treating them well, extending complimentary items on special days is what actually creates a very strong client database that would actually either refer you, or maybe it's not only them coming back again, but it's also you would become more of a reference point to actually this is a very special place. Those people are kind. It's not only the good food, but you get also kind treatment.
Get it.
So it's a mix of everything. Yet again, you could also sense the essence of a family business at Granny's Waffles.
Great.
Yeah, because it's still done on a very small scale. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the overall experience is what matters most.
Yes.
Food, as you mentioned, and then the treatment, the kind of experience that they get is more important. So I just would like to understand, since you've run the business for about 15 years, I'm sure you're the right one to tell us, what are the future trends that you see in this industry? How is it going to evolve further? You've seen various phases during the last 15 years. How is it going to evolve in next, let us say, next 5 years down the line?
Actually, a part of the information that I received from the search that I've done initially when I opened the business, the coffee shop business coffee, selling coffee was a trend that did not go down from World War II onwards. So somehow, coffee shops are liked by most cultures, and in most countries, you do have. If the location is correct, if your product is good and well priced, it will always be a busy one. It will always be a busy operation. However, in specifically about Dubai, you've got the seasonality, the hot weather. So it's not all year round constant business for a specific location. So if you're anywhere towards Jumeirah or on the main roads, I think you've got the business for a good 6 months, extremely good business. And on the other hotter month, I think you've got again very good. Very good sales, very good figures
Yeah.
in indoor places, shopping malls, centers, because of the heat. So where it's moving towards, I think it's moving towards more of with the help of technology. Now you're able to actually to expand not through physical locations but through your food aggregators, by having a spot or two in different and in various points of the city where you can actually offer the same product delivered to your clients in their own comfort, at their own ease, in their own homes.
Yeah.
So again, I did not believe that food and that much of delivery would actually be in demand and the trend. I always believed that it's an added cost to people. I mean, why would you want to cook at home and then eat outside and then order from your online platforms? But numbers would again give you the reality of the case, and the reality is that there is a huge portion of your business that is heavily related to the online platforms and to your delivery, to the business delivery. Yeah.
So you're saying it is going to stay for even longer.
Yeah, eternally, I would say. Coffee shops would remain there.
No, I think that's one of the important things to look at. See, nowadays, the artificial intelligence and the involvement of that is actually, a worrying thing for most of the service sector businesses.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, like you mentioned, in the food is one thing which everyone will have to have, and then it is going to be a long-lasting industry to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the wonderful things to have. And as I also mentioned, so the way you deliver it may change. Different, earlier people were only coming to coffee shop or restaurant and then have food.
Absolutely.
Now, over a period, we have various
Back in the days, you had to create one menu. Nowadays, you need to create an online menu and an in-house menu, because whatever is there online that's being transported to reach the terminal, the last point, is very different, or not so. It's not the same, because not all products could be actually transported.
Yeah.
So it's something that you need to look at.
Yeah.
And it gives you a bigger exposure, and it's giving you sales and brand recognition, because when you're available online, for example, I'm in the Dubai Mall downtown area, so if I'm available in Marina, so whoever is actually walking around, they would actually be familiar with the brand. But if I was absent, then it wouldn't give me access, and there might be a big probability that they wouldn't be dining at my place. Yeah.
So another important thing is that having the right product and right mix is definitely important, and along with the location. But how do you price it? Right. So how do you decide what is the right price? You should not be overpriced. You should not be having people should not think that it is costly.
Yes.
At the same time, you cannot have cheaper prices. So how do you balance the cost, the margins, and then the perception about the product? To some extent, even the pricing also creates that perception about the brand and product. So how do you price it right?
It does. In the world of hospitality, and specifically food and beverage, I mean, every restaurant you go to, you could always find this unnecessarily or like super highly priced menu items. Like you could see like lobster for I don't know how many dollars. Like all of a sudden it's like, let's say the average main menu item would be like $50, and all of a sudden you would find like a $400 lobster. So this is called like anchor pricing, and this is just to play with the psychology of the diner. It's because when you see that number, so whatever you choose from afterwards, you could find like, it's reasonably priced. So when you have like a 4 to 5 menu items that are very highly priced, so you always tend towards move, so a normal steak or maybe a normal pasta or a pizza is very fairly priced. So this was one of I don't know if you want to call it a trick, but it's a strategy maybe that I adopted in my menu, where we had a few items that were somehow like triple priced than the ordinary ones. And we wanted to test first to test the waters and to understand if actually people will go for the higher ones or for the moderately priced menu items. And we had both. Because again, I added just one thing on top because our portions are very generous. So whatever you got for either, whatever item you have, it's actually, it was the feedback we got from the customer that it's really worth it. Yeah. And it was not, it was something that I had to create for myself because again, as I mentioned, it's not a croissant, it's not a donut. So I cannot do a market study and see what my competitors are priced for and then just come and do something either a bit more similar. So it wasn't the case. It was a new product that I had to introduce. And it was a bit of calculations as well, the cost of the platter or the food item and the drink. And this is where we came to somehow a fair price. Yeah.
No, great.
Yeah.
So I think just to give clarity from our side also, what do we do is that most of the businesses, so they see the cost that they incur to either provide the service or to produce the product or to deliver whatever they want to.
Yes.
And then to that cost, they add the markup. Okay, a reasonable amount of markup.
Yeah.
So that you have reasonable amount of profits and run in the business after covering your fixed costs and all those.
All right.
Bare minimum cost. But on the other hand, you also need to balance, as I mentioned, the perception. So they should not feel too much less on a rate or priced or too much high also.
Yes.
Right. So in addition to the strategy that you mentioned about, so in your menu items, because you may or may not know every time that which product is costing you how much.
Absolutely.
Because the mix is different and the cost of each items are different.
And it's changing.
The time it takes is different. And it is a perishable, so you also need to consider that into your calculations.
Yes.
So how do you manage this? How do you come up with this real cost and then markup?
Yeah, I mean, this is again, it's a constantly changing factor because the produce that you receive from your supplier is always, I mean, it's the price is either going down or up. It depends on the global markets and the price of the menu items and the food items. Sorry. So I mean it's more of it's not like based literally on intuition, but as you said, I mean when you know that for example a certain dessert is costing you, let's say 50 dirhams anywhere you go in Dubai, and then you would start calculating the cost of your platter. So if it doesn't exceed 15%, I think, I mean, like, yeah, whatever it costs you, you need to times by 2 maybe for the food to 3 times. So, and then you would add the beverages where I think your profits, usually in restaurants and cafes, the profits are derived from the beverages and from the extra ones and from the extra menu items and not on the main platters. And this is the way we calculate it. We keep on changing. By the way, sometimes we reduce and sometimes we increase.
No, this is interesting to know. You also reduce it?
We do reduce.
Okay.
Believe it or not, we do, because I mean, as I mentioned, that we do have our fruits brought in freshly. And seasonally, I mean, there are like, for example, the strawberries are usually very expensive. All kinds of berries are very expensive. Yeah. But we do tend to consume a lot of strawberry. We purchase around 500 kgs monthly. So whenever it's in season, it gets imported from Egypt. And this is when the prices are low. Yeah. So we do offer a promo. It's either we lower the price or we offer a promo.
Great.
So this is where actually it gives like this is where we apply the difference. Yeah, we apply the difference and we try to see, and actually people do see. I mean, so it wouldn't cost us. So the promos has actually covered from the difference in price. So we're offering value to the customer, and yet we are doing
great.
Yeah.
So covering so many topics and understanding so much about it. If you are given a chance to start it again now.
Yes.
So what are those things that you would do differently?
At this stage, after gathering a lot of experience, knowledge, and business practice, information. I mean, I would say again, really concentrate on, as I mentioned previously, information. Having as much information as possible in hand is very important, and the get to know your legal status and performance, because nowadays you have to file the VAT every quarter, and we are also facing coming up to a new corporate tax law that's coming this by the end of this year. So know your numbers, have everything set in a professional manner, so you wouldn't be surprised by like you wouldn't have to fall in uncomfortable circumstances and positions where you have to either redo your whole work or maybe being fined for being ignorant on the financial and the legal side of the business.
Yeah. In fact, what happens is that a lot of the times we come across situations where some of our clients they incorporate the companies on their own, and then they start their businesses, and after a few days, a few months, then they see suddenly some fine, or they see some issues that they were supposed to handle it at
From
the time
the
of
beginning.
incorporation or from the
Yes.
beginning. Right, as I mentioned. So the structuring at the time of incorporation of the company is very important. What kind of structure do you have?
Agree.
Whether you want to have a sole establishment, whether you want to have LLC company, whether you want to have some different form. Do you want to establish this in mainland or in free zone? What is your objective? Do you want to get a tax benefit or tax advantage? Or you are more worried about the location and then structure? So all these things you need to look at. Of course, cost is one thing that you will have to look at. But there are the various things that you need to look at. After incorporating, after setting your business and then establishing the brand, if you have to go back and change, then it becomes difficult.
Very
It
difficult.
will become a costly affair also.
Yes.
So this is one important area that people should look at before they start. After starting also, you need to know what are the specific requirements or compliances from the regulatory angle also. As you mentioned, VAT is one thing that they need to do.
Yes.
Corporate tax is something that is there now already, and most of the businesses will have to comply with it. If they don't register, if they don't file the returns in time, they will get into penalties. Right, that
Yes.
will cost additionally, which you have not budgeted for in your business funds or funds management.
Yeah.
So these are the various things that they need to look at at the time of incorporation and after incorporating the businesses. At the same time, maintaining the proper books of accounts to know where you are heading to, and also having enough amount of funds in the business to be able to meet these requirements from legal angle. At the same time, whether you have the skill set in-house to manage to handle all these, do you need to find an external expertise or professional who can handle this on your behalf and guide you properly at the right time in the right manner? All these things need to look at.
Yes.
People don't realize the importance of all this, and then they only realize it at the end whenever they get into any situation.
Yes.
Right. So if someone wants to get into this business now, what would you advise?
To partner with the right channels and to do it whoever has a concept or whoever has a business in mind, they always want to rush through everything. And I fully understand that, because when the account starts questioning, for us, it's like, move on the side. We don't have time for your answer. To answer those unnecessary questions. We need to make sales. The essence is the product. Yes, there is the essence. The essence is actually to look at every crucial part of setting up a business in details. And definitely one of the pillars of a successful business is a healthy balance sheet, which you would definitely need to. I would advise small to medium companies to outsource this exercise and to partner with the right channel to give them more insight, as you mentioned previously, on what to avoid or how to do things and how to keep things in track. So this is one thing. And another thing is to keep a very to stay very alert on the constantly changing market and extremely very fast developing in terms of as I said, in terms of those dark kitchens and selling points, because it's not the traditional way of doing business nowadays. It's very different. Yeah.
So just a related topic. So now we also have, it's not pretty new concept, but it's been there. The cloud kitchen concept. Do you think that it works for coffee shops and then something like, Waffles kind of thing?
It does. It works for coffee shops that are actually able to sell a product along with their coffees and teas. So it's not a coffee shop that's heavily reliant on drinks, soft beverages, and a certain outdoor terrace, a smoking outdoor terrace. So when that coffee shop is actually having a product to sell, which is mostly a food item, then actually, yes, it sells. And waffles, pancakes, crepes are fun foods. So it's an impulse purchase. Whether you're walking at the mall, it's just like you don't wake up deciding that you're gonna have waffles or pancakes or I'm eating chocolate today. But whenever you feel happy, you actually sit and you tend to enjoy some waffles. And at the same time, when you have them on your applications and you have them over the phone, and you can actually see all these waffles and chocolates, it is fun food. You actually tend to order those items as dessert. It's the same way you're actually ordering a cake, or so this is just like an additional, and it makes you happy. Maybe you might be having a movie night at home, or you might be celebrating a birthday for your children. So it's definitely an item that sells online, but I have to be honest with you, it's not as much as main food items such as burgers, pizzas, and where people are actually it's a full meal. This is not a meal. This is more of an indulgence. This is for a happy moment. It's a dessert. It's secondary. So when someone is hungry, you tend to to order a real like biryani with grilled chicken or something, or a burger or a pizza. So I don't think you are able to compare sales figures
With that.
Yes. Yeah, in comparison to desserts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've also come across another concept called host kitchen, which means you may have a restaurant or a hotel or whatever, but not always your kitchen is occupied 100%. So likewise for many other restaurants or hotels.
Yes.
So to utilize or to make use of that off-season or not engaged period,
All right.
you can tie up with various restaurants. Instead of coming up with their product, you will have your own product.
Yes.
You will train the staff of that particular restaurant to make your product,
Okay.
to make your food, so that that kitchen is used for your product, whereby you are delivering it or supplying it to your customer.
To the customer. Right.
Yeah, for example, for a South Indian restaurant, so they will be working on their own product, and then they have customer for that South Indian food. But they have this unutilized capacity, which you want to use for waffles.
All right.
Likewise for various other restaurants, they may have their own product, but the unutilized or the capacity that they still have can be used for your product. You're not investing any amount on kitchen, but you are still able to produce and then supply from various places.
All right.
So what do you think about this concept? This is picking up in other countries. I'm sure this will also come here. I'm not sure whether it is already there, but just wanted to pick your brain on that.
Yeah, this has many angles to look. Because in terms of operation and in terms of reality, you need to as well abide by the rules and regulations that are set by the municipality.
Yeah.
There are as well the other government compliances, which you very well know. So I don't know in terms of licensing, and I don't know how it will work.
Now, that is our worry to look at.
Yes, that absolutely. But I mean, speaking from a chef's point of view or from a food preparation point of view, it's not that easy because I mean, if you tell me now, I could actually go and do my waffles, bake my waffles at a certain hotel. I am 99.9% sure that I won't be able to find my waffle makers there because they are, first of all, they're customized. So I had to buy them for myself. The iron, the thickness of the waffle. So this is the customized machine. So when you speak of bakeries, I don't think any bakery would be able to operate in any other setup that was not built for the same purpose because the ovens, the machinery are completely different, or they might not be compatible with the certain recipe. And I believe it's the same whether it was the Indian food or the Iranian food or I mean, for example, with the Indian food, if I'm not mistaken, you need those beautiful clay pots. So it's like, I mean, that is not available in every kitchen.
Got it.
So, if you want to do the
So kitchen equipment
is
skill set of the
it plays a huge
team.
role. Yeah, and you won't be able to find the same exact set of equipments that are fully fitting your menu and your way of preparing food. So this is a huge challenge. I think it's doable for the easier parts. I mean, the easier food items such as maybe French fries or maybe simple burgers that are not so complicated.
Yeah.
But yet, when you are speaking of finer menu or more complicated food items, you would definitely need your own setup and your own machines. And again, with that, you're creating a consistency. So you wouldn't want your customer to taste the same waffle differently in the other area or in the other part of the city. So that might not be good for you. So I think people will still rely more on either their own maybe shared space. There are like some shared spaces where the kitchens, they set up their own things, but they end up buying their own utensils, products and machines.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think it has got its own challenges.
Yeah, it's
but
very
there are ways
challenging.
to address them.
Yeah.
If you're able to address these gaps and differences, maybe I think it is possible.
Yeah.
With whom you're associating.
Yeah, very
is it
limited.
A little closer to you,
Yes.
your product, then maybe it is possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful. So I think it's great that we've been discussing about the industry more and more.
Yeah.
And it was a serious kind of discussion.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's always more to add on this. I mean, maybe tomorrow there's something new. So it's, yeah.
So, but just to make it a little lighter.
All right.
I have some questions I would like to ask you.
Absolutely.
It's a kind of rapid fire.
Here I am ready for all these questions, whatever you have.
Rapid fire round. So I would like to ask you some questions and then I would expect you to answer quickly.
Honestly,
Is the
quick or
expectation,
quick?
is the expectation, but yeah, you can just
All right.
answer them in whatever way you want to.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah? What is the worst advice that you have received?
Worst advice I received? Worst advice that I received, it's something maybe, or maybe worst thing that I've been told in my own domain in the food and beverage is like, what did they say? Customer is king. The client is always right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't fully agree with that statement.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
But what about the advice that you received, which is best?
The best advice that I received is, I don't know, always be truthful.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
That's
in whatever you do.
Be transparent.
Yes, transparent and truthful towards yourself, and then definitely you would succeed in whatever you're doing.
Great.
Yeah.
What is that one application or one app you can't live with?
I can't live with.
Without it.
Without. I can't live without. None. Yet most of them, I would say. Yeah. I would want to shed light as well on the applications that are being actually created by all these governmental institutions in the UAE and in Dubai specifically. So those ones I think I can't live without because actually there is no physical space that you can't you can't visit. So it's
okay.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, unique. Most of the people say that no, maybe Instagram, maybe
No. I
LinkedIn,
can live.
Twitter, X.
As I said, I can live without. If you're somewhere like isolated, yes, you don't need any. But yet, when you are in a cosmopolitan such as Dubai, you need most of them. I don't know. I can't eliminate any, frankly
Okay.
speaking.
All
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you prefer? Build fast or build right?
I would say hand in hand. Let's say fast and right. I think you would get you would do it. You would understand the pace the moment you begin. Yeah,
So having the
I think
right
they go
balance.
hand in hand.
Okay.
Yeah,
Having the right balance of each.
right. And
Balance.
Yeah, balance. 70-30, 70 right, 30 fast.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. Because a small fraction could be fixed later on, maybe if it was worth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What is that one word? What is that one word that defines your leadership style?
One word, maybe a statement, or maybe a saying. You can't clap with one single hand. Yeah, I think this is my understanding of how businesses should run. You just can't do it on your own.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Early adopter or late refiner?
Again, maybe a mix of both. It's very difficult to tell, I would say. You need to be one of the beginners as well. You need to always be fast and you need to adopt. But then again, you can refine along the way. Yeah, you need to keep on adding a bit of refinement on every step you do. Yeah, but definitely an early adopter. Yeah.
Great. I think this is more relevant in the era of this technology changes that are happening so fast.
Yes.
Yeah. If your startup was a movie, what is the title that you want to have?
This is where it all began. Maybe that would be a good title.
So I think it is a wrong word to say startup. You're already into business for about 15
this
years.
is where it all began.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
If you could steal one company's team for a day, what would it be?
For a day. Number one, I have to. Can I have to?
Of course, you're open to say.
And both equally. It would be McDonald's and Emirates Airlines.
Why do you think so?
They're beautiful in their own ways. They're transparent, and by just looking at their operation, you could learn. I come from the background. So every time I'm at the airport, I could just the way I would be looking at them and the way they move and they operate without even asking questions, you could feel that there is a very, very, very high standard of operation, which there is always more to learn from. So McDonald's, again, is another place where you could ask for a tour at any of their venues and they would give you access in no time. I think it's just within 15 minutes, you can just go and check their operation at any time. So that vivid operation, the cleanliness, the beauty of it and the approach is beautiful. Yeah, okay. And I think for it's for everyone in this sector to learn from.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What is your "I have made it" moment?
I still haven't made it.
Oh,
I think I have made it is not for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there is always more to. There's always more to learn. New things comes along the way. So you're never there. You never reach to a point where you say enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think if you're ever there, that means it's where you stop. Yeah, it's the
Correct.
end. Yeah. You never make it. You've made it today or maybe at this point, but then the next day it's there's a new challenge. There's a new law that's being implemented by the government that you need to adapt to. Something with the social media, technology, AI, as you mentioned. It's all affecting businesses very quickly. So I think in the coming year or so, there will be a lot of changes. So I think 2026 will be a very different year to the food and beverage industry after the introduction of the corporate tax, where I think it would. I don't know. I think you are the one who is to give us more information on that. But I think it is going to impact maybe small to medium businesses.
Yes,
what do you think about that?
Yeah. It definitely impacts the businesses.
Yeah.
One is from the point of view of the margins,
Yes.
that you need to consider for, because
Absolutely.
Paying additional amount of tax, or the tax which is additional amount which we need to consider in our costing and then pricing. That's one thing. Unless you factor it in your product pricing properly,
Okay.
you will end up in paying this tax amount from your profit.
Okay.
That's right.
Yes.
Earlier it was not there. Now it is a mandatory thing to consider for. Of course, so depending upon the size of your business, you will have to compute what is the tax amount that you have to pay.
Yes.
Second thing is that most of these businesses are actually managed by the owners. If it is a small and medium sized
Yes,
business,
absolutely. Yeah.
so the owners are involved day in day out, and so they are the ones who are running the businesses, getting the customers, delivering, making sure that everything is running
Yes.
smoothly and all those. So at the same time, they need to see, are they eligible to make or take the salary from the companies, from the business,
Okay.
right? So when we take this salary from the business as a owner, so you need to make sure that whatever amount you're taking from the business is the right amount
Yes.
for the service that you're providing to the business.
You mean
Half
right,
value
legally
is-
right?
Legally right,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So why? Because so this salary that you are taking from the business becomes an expenditure in the books for the business.
Okay.
So your revenue minus your expenditure is your profit on which you pay tax. So unless this profit is calculated correctly or rightly, the tax won't be right.
Absolutely.
Government is interested in knowing whether you are showing the right amount of profit and then paying the right amount of taxes or not.
Fair enough.
So when you are charging this salary as expenditure, the salary paid to the owner, remuneration paid to the owner, or whatever may you call it as. But anything that you are charging to profit and loss account as an expenditure, which is taken by the owner,
All right.
we need to make sure that that is at market value. That is the right value that you're taking and charging.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that you need to look at when you have to demonstrate that it is right value.
All right.
Okay, so as a owner, you know that you think that it is my business.
Absolutely.
So what is wrong in taking that amount?
Absolutely.
But now, as I mentioned, you have corporate taxes, so you need to make sure that it is a right value or right amount, because government is interested in knowing your profit amount and the tax.
Okay.
So we do a lot of documentation in and around, and then we also perform analysis to demonstrate that the amount that you're showing is right, or what is the right amount that you're supposed to take. Okay, that's what is more
In
important.
comparison to
yeah.
the current.
Yeah, what we do is that what is your qualification, what is the expenditure, what kind of service you're providing to business,
Okay.
what is the value addition that you're making to business and bringing to the business through your services and contribution. And after doing all these things, what is the profit that you're leaving in the business? Is it in the range of the industry in general or not? Comparing or considering the size of business,
All right.
industry, and within the region, is it the right amount of the profit that you're leaving or not? What is the percentage that is in the industry? Are you meeting that percentage or not?
All right.
So all these become important to look at and then come out with the right amount.
Yes.
That's what we do as part of our transfer pricing.
Absolutely. And this is where we are blessed having, specifically speaking about myself, partnering with you. I mean, this is where we get this insightful information, useful information. And this has been really a life-saving element, actually. and we're very happy so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. So one last thing, one word or sentence about Spectrum.
Easily approachable, and I don't believe anything could be described in one word. Forgive me. It's a bundle of it's a bundle of words. Yeah, it's the ease of communication and the precise information that I'm receiving. So it's like a precision, I would say, if it's a word. And and approachable. Yeah, beautifully approachable. A lot of people, a lot of companies are there. A lot of people are doing this similar sort of business, but the approach is very different. And Spectrum has a very unique openness and understanding towards its customers.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So I think it's wonderful. It has been like, I think 1.5 hour time.
Yeah.
It, went through,
Yeah, very quick.
very quick. And we discussed a lot of things about F&B industry. Thank you very much for all your insights.
Thank you for having me on this.
And wonderfully narrated and explained. And then
Thank you.
glad that we are together. We'll be looking forward for a longer journey.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, a great friend and a great business partner. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful discussion. If you want to know more about the food industry and all, and if you want to know the right setup that you have to get into, and what are the compliances that you have to take care of, or if you want to get some more information about this particular industry, we are always there to help you. And we are there to guide you how to begin it, how to run it, and then how to exit also. So we have a team whose expertise is there and to guide you properly. And we are there to help you, and also we look forward to hear more from your side. Thank you.